Welcome back to Hello Nigeria. It's time for our fantastic surprise for you. Now, you know on Fridays we like to give you the best celebrities here on our show, and we have one who is currently a rave of the moment. You know, he's been everywhere. I've seen him everywhere on social media. We get to find out what exactly is it about this young man. He was born Olusegun Olokere, but he's popularly known as ICEBERGSLIM. Thank you for joining us, Iceberg.
Yeah, the crowd goes wild. Love you guys. I see you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. You're far too kind. So tell me, there's an ICEBERGSLIM, someone who was an American pimp and author. Was he your mentor?
No, he was a pimp. Okay, my cousin gave me the name when I was about 14 or 15. I had a lot of girlfriends at that time. I was a player that year. So he's like, all right, guy, you're like a pimp with all these girls around you. So he just called me ICEBERGSLIM. But at that time, I didn't even know who ICEBERGSLIM was. I was still young. I didn't even, but the name sounded cool. And then, for someone to hail you for something like that at that age, it sounds cool. So the name stuck.
Okay, so now let's get to know you.
Yeah.
Let's get to know Olusegun. You were born not in Nigeria, you were born in New York, and then you relocated back. At what point did you relocate, and why did you relocate?
I moved to Nigeria when I was about, in 2000, and it's been like 5 years.
Okay.
I've been back and forth a bit. But I decided to move back because I was making music in New York, and I just felt if I'm making music in America, I would just be a typical Black American making music. And I felt like I want to identify with my people because at that time, Akon was coming out and it was always this Senegalese singer. So it kind of made him, it set him apart from everybody else because of that background, because he was identifying with his people. So I felt like I should move to Nigeria and identify with my people and be known as a Nigerian musician as opposed to an African-American musician.
Beautiful. I really like that. Now let's talk about your music. The first time, at what point did you discover your love for music? I remember seeing that you actually switched courses at some point in uni. Tell us about that.
Well, music was always a part of me. I grew up, going to church. I was playing instruments in church, playing the keyboard. I played the drums. I was singing in the choir, growing up. So music was always like a part of who I was. I loved music. And then at some point, when I started being influenced by hip-hop and things like that, I just said, okay, let me start writing my own music. Let me start making my own music. And then it just grew from there. And then when people would hear it, like, okay, you're talented. Okay, so the feedback was good. So I felt, okay, then this is something I should do. So I was in school. My actual plan was to go to school for criminal justice and become an FBI agent. And that was my plan and my goal. So, because I love criminology, the law, everything. But, as I was in school and the lectures and stuff, all the things that's going through my head is just music. It's just music. It's just music. So I just felt like it's telling me something that this is not where I'm supposed to be. So I left there after I did 2 years, and then I went to another school for audio engineering and production. And with that, I learned the technical side of music, both the business and then the actual sound of music, which obviously it gives me an edge because it's not that, okay, he just raps, he just sings. Now I understand things from a different perspective. So it was one of the best decisions I've made.
Your African parents, your Nigerian parents, at the point where you told them you're no longer studying to be an FBI agent and you want to do music, what was their reaction?
It was hard. Definitely, it was hard. And I was still living with them at that time. And I remember me and my dad, we weren't even on speaking terms for some time because of that. He just felt like, I was wasting my life. Like everything that they sacrificed for us, they came to America, they tried to give us a better life and everything like that. And I just abandoned everything, to say I want to be rapping or I want to be singing. So at first it took it kind of but, as I gradually kept doing it and he started to see the feedback from others and people started encouraging him to encourage me and telling him oh, your son is very talented. Why don't you encourage him? Why don't, And then he spoke to one pastor one time and the pastor said that everyone has their own faith. Everyone has their own destiny. Just allow him to do, what he wants to do. And from there, that's when he started supporting. But my mom, she was always supporting me. She always just
mothers are the best.
Yeah.
You can say that again.
Yes, yes.
So shout out to your mom and your dad too. But yeah, mothers are really the best.
You.
So now let's talk about your family. Who were there any musical influences when you were younger? Because usually they will say, "Oh, this child started singing because you know it's in our family, our grandmothers and everything." This time around, did you have any influences from your parents or the kind of music they played at home?
It was just the music that they played. My dad, he loves music. He loved music more than we did growing up. So in his 4 kids, so he always was playing music. And at that time, I never like knew about Nigeria. I only visited Nigeria, I think, twice when I was like 3 and when I was 6, and it was like maybe 2 weeks for each. So I didn't really know anything about Nigeria or even Africa. So my window or my bridge to Nigeria was the music, and that's how I started to understand a bit of Yoruba. And you know, he played the likes of Fela, played Sunny Ade, Obesere, Wasi. Like he played so much Nigerian music that's what I would, you know, on my iPod or my CD player, I would be listening to, you know, these things. I was listening to Sunny Ade's album one time on the train, on the subway, and people can hear it from the headphones, and they're looking like, what is this that this guy's listening to? But I just love the music. So that's where it started.
And has that influenced your sound, the kind of music you do?
Definitely. It's everything that I had, that I took in, I implemented into everything that I do. So there's always going to be elements, whether sometimes you might not even hear it, but it's just something that comes to my mind that, you know, I remember a melody or a tune or something, and then you just incorporate it.
Well, we're going to find out what ICEBERGSLIM sounds like very soon. But before then, I'm about to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
You said you were able to pick a bit of Yoruba here and there from the songs you listen to. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is your Yoruba?
It's not that good. It's not.
Okay, honestly.
But I understand it perfectly. But it's just speaking it because, you know, growing up, like, as I said, it was only, you know, my parents we were in the Bronx in New York, and, you know, it's mostly Spanish-speaking people or Italians and things like that.
So how many languages do you speak?
I speak English. I learned a bit of French in high school and just a tiny bit of Yoruba, but I understand it perfectly.
Okay, you understand? Chati John Larry.
Yes.
Kileje.
I ate oats.
Try and say it in Yoruba. Say moje oats.
Moje oats.
Fantastic. All right, we're still speaking with Olusegun Olowokere, who is also popularly known as ICEBERGSLIM. I'm giving him Yoruba lessons here. I'm feeling like I'm the boss because Aya Thompson is not here to make me feel like my Yoruba is crap. But we'll go on a quick music break. Let's take a look at his video. Let's hear what he sounds like. When we come back, we'll still be talking to ICEBERGSLIM on a personal level and on a professional level. Please stay with us. Oh yes, that was the beautiful sound and visuals of ICEBERGSLIM. Now, I'm not trying to wash you. Usually, you know, if I don't think something is nice, I'll just be like, oh, well done, congratulations. But if I think it's nice, I'll actually say it's nice. And I think your video is really nice.
Thank you,
I like the color, the scenery, and your voice. Your sound is very Nigerian.
Yes.
It will be hard to believe that you spend most of your life outside Nigeria. Your sound is really, really Nigerian. So now I get what you mean by being influenced by King Sunny Ade and the likes. Just out of curiosity, where did you shoot that video?
Shot it in Cape Coast Castle in Ghana.
Ghana, wow.
Yes.
Speaking about Ghana, you seem to have a certain affiliation to Ghana. You knew I was going to ask this. There's no how I will not ask it. You have a certain affiliation to Ghana. Tell us about your... What is it? Did you ever live in Ghana? In fact, let's just go straight to the point. Where did you meet Juliet Ibrahim?
Wow, I thought we were talking about Ghana.
Then she's Ghana. So she's also Nigeria, but where did you meet her?
We met in South Africa, in Durban,
really?
South Africa. Yeah, just like regular people meet. We were on a trip there for a project that we were working on with a group of other people. And she was playing music. Like, she was playing music for everybody through her phone. And, you know, I was enjoying the songs that she was playing. And then I wanted to, you know, connect my own phone and start playing my own music. Not my music, but just the music on my phone, my playlist. And then as I was playing the music, she's like, these are the same songs that I have. You know, I was about to play these songs. And it was just based on, first of all, it was just like, okay, we have the same song, we have the same taste in music. And it wasn't like, you know, the typical songs that you just hear every day. It was very random songs like that, songs that you wouldn't expect us to be listening to, like, you know, maybe some Linkin Park or some Katy Perry or Chainsmokers. It's just weird.
Rock stars.
Yes.
I have a similar story, but I'm not going to share it.
So it was really that just like, okay, you know, we have a similar interest in music, and we started talking from there and just built a friendship.
Beautiful. Now, both of you are very public with your relationship. And in Nigeria, usually, there are certain things they like to hide. They hide relationship and they hide pregnancy. You never know a woman is pregnant until you see her baby.
Exactly.
And then she starts to post her maternity pictures and like, auntie, when were you pregnant? So does it bother you at any point about the consequences of being very public with your relationship?
No, it really doesn't. At the end of the day, I think people forget that we're also human beings. So, like, I don't let the celebrity factor get to my head or feel like, you know, I have to do something a certain way or I shouldn't do something a certain way because of public opinion or anything like that. At the end of the day, we're living our life. We're still getting to know each other. The relationship is growing, and that's all that matters.
All right. And apart from the music, what are the other things that tripped you about her? She
just had a kind and caring heart.
I must second that because I've met Juliet. We've had her on a set, and I think she's such a she's such a pleasant person, a very, very warm person. Now, a little bit before we go back talking about you, let's talk a little bit about your video. I saw people in chains, and I was trying to get the concepts. Can you please break it down to me?
Okay. The song itself is me asking God, bless the works of my hand, bless my hustle, and let me break free so I can experience my breakthrough. And, you know, with the idea of breaking free, what other concept can, you know, can illustrate that breaking free or being in bondage from something than slavery? And, you know, it's a beautiful location in Ghana, and that's where they actually had, you know, the slave trade. You know, they still have the dungeons, they still have the cannons. It's still, you know, they've turned it into more of a tourist site now, but everything is still as is. Even in the dungeons, you can still, like, smell, like, a strong stench where they kept slaves, like. So I just wanted to illustrate that, you know, this bondage that's holding me back or holding me from my destiny or my breakthrough, God, you know, break it. So that's basically what the song is about. So it's for everyone to relate because everyone wants to move from point A to point B, but there's always some barrier. There's always something that's holding you back, which you may not know, which you may not see. So the song is basically a prayer that, God, anything that's holding me back from my breakthrough, remove it.
Beautiful prayer indeed.
Thank you.
Now, there's always been this unspoken rivalry, this love-hate relationship between Nigerians and our Ghanaian cousins, as we like to call them. The fact that you went to shoot the video in Ghana, did it put you in trouble on social media? And the fact that you're dating a Ghanaian, did it also put you in trouble on social media?
No, I don't think so because it's not just a typical video, and I think that's why it won't get that kind of flack that, you know, oh, why did you go and shoot in Ghana? Because we don't have this place in Nigeria. If we had it in Nigeria, I would have shot it in Nigeria. But I wanted to illustrate something, and when I knew that they had this place in Ghana, I wanted it to be synonymous with the video. I wanted to have a meaning. I didn't want to just shoot a regular video. So at the end of the day, people see that for what it is and understand the concept and understand why I went there to shoot it. And, I mean, dating a Ghanaian, she's a human being. Yes,
more importantly, I absolutely don't have a problem with that, but over social media, we argue over the faintest things. More importantly, jollof rice, and I'm going to ask you, have you eaten Ghana jollof?
I actually haven't.
I
haven't. No, it's because I'm trying to go on a diet. I've cut out carbs. I've cut out.
What kind of diet are you doing?
My own diet, where I just cut out certain foods like bread, rice, and things like that. And fatty foods, fried foods, and stuff like that.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
You can
I've been trying so hard, and I do it for 2-3 days. I feel sick, and the next thing I revert to
It's willpower. It's willpower. So that's why I actually haven't had Ghana jollof.
Okay, we'll be opening the phone lines shortly. It's our anniversary today with turning 3 years of working, you know, 3 years of sometimes not being in the mood and just being like this. At the moment the producer says your life, you're like, hello, welcome. You don't really know that a lot of it is drama that you get to see, but we're delighted to do this every day. I'd rather do this than do anything else. If you were to do anything else apart from music, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
honestly, I mean, because I had that liking for criminology and everything, I'd probably just be still doing that. I probably would have been an FBI agent.
FBI agent with his hairstyle? We'll come back to that real quick. We'll open the phone lines shortly. You want to say something to ICEBERGSLIM, you want to say compliment, you want to ask a question, which he has the prerogative to answer or not. The phone lines will be scrolling on your TV screens. Please call in, drop a shout out, tell me you like my new hairstyle. In case you don't notice, I actually just changed my hairstyle. We'll be giving out a few goodie bags because today's our anniversary. So if you're able to call before the show wraps up, you're definitely getting yourself a goodie bag. We have a few more minutes. before we wrap things up here on Hello Nigeria. Now let's talk about your hairstyle.
Yes.
Your general style, what influences your general style? And then this hairstyle in particular. I don't think I've seen this hairstyle on anybody.
Yes, and that's why. My general style, I like to just be out of the box. I like to just, I dress according to my mood.
Okay.
And I never ever wanted to just be, you know, a sheep with the rest. You know, I always prefer to be the black sheep. I always prefer to be the oddball out. And, you know, that's why I decided, first of all, to move to Nigeria. And it was just like a decision like that out of nowhere. Like, everyone thought I was joking. So my style is more of, let me express myself, let me be different from everybody else. So when you see me, you know, okay, that's ICEBERGSLIM. You won't confuse it and be like, oh, maybe that's, or it looks like, you know, it's always something unique about me. And my hair first started with the regular mohawk standing up. Then I did one single braid back, and then now this.
All right, we have a call from Deji. Good afternoon, Deji.
Good afternoon, ICEBERGSLIM.
Good afternoon, boss.
Good afternoon, boss.
Can you please turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can have easier communication? Thank you, Adedeji.
Yeah, ICEBERGSLIM. Hey,
Yes.
brother.
What's going on, Chief?
I'm good, I'm good. I've been following you ever since you sang this song with that game. We made it.
Okay, nice one. I made it.
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice one,
Okay.
boss. Nice one. Thank you.
yeah, well.
Thank you so much, Adedeji. You just won yourself a carton of Pringles, a pack of Pringles. So please, when you are ready and available, come by our studios at 267 Etimiyang to pick up your gift. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Any questions, any comments before we let you go?
I love the fact that ICEBERGSLIM is going out with Juliet Ibrahim.
Really? Tell us why you love it.
Yeah, she's a beautiful, and I love her movie, and I love ICEBERGSLIM too.
Oh, how sweet. Thank you very much. Okay, so apparently you are like, you're having a relationship fans. Okay, so now you're telling us about your hair. You first started the regular mohawk.
Yeah, regular mohawk, and then I decided to do one braid to the back, and then just decided to reinvent it.
Okay, so now let's talk about your music. What's the plan for the future, the next 5 years?
It's in God's hands. But definitely, what's been happening, I've been always going off the scene. I'll come, then go off, come and go off. But this time around, I'm here to stay. So this time, I'll just be more consistent. So right after this, expect more music, more videos, mixtape or an
More
EP.
marriage. Sorry, I'm choking. The marriage bit, some people are curious because usually people only show their relationship when they're certain that this is where they're ending. So are we seeing marriage like in the next 1 year?
Wow. It's in God's hands.
Oh, wow. Very
Yes,
diplomatic
it's in
answer.
God's hands. You know, who are we to, alter God's plans?
Oh, interesting. We're nothing but pencils in God's hand.
Exactly.
Interesting. Now, if you had to look back at Iceberg when he was 10 years younger, what would you advise him?
Stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself, because I got to a point in my life and in my career where I felt like, I had to do something a certain way, or I had to be a certain way in order to fit in or in order to be accepted. And that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made. So I would have told myself, or I would tell myself, stay true to yourself, because it's you being you. That's what got people to notice you. It wasn't you trying to be something else. It was you staying true to your personality, your character, your sound, your voice, everything. So I would tell myself, stay true to yourself.
Words of wisdom. No better way for us to wrap up your week. Stay true to yourself. Be yourself. Every other person is taken. Words from Iceberg. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Before we wrap things up, we'd like to celebrate a few people who were born today. Starting off, we'll celebrate our producer, Valentine Onyeka. Valentine, thank you for all that you've done for us this past 3 years. We get to fight, for those of you who don't know at home. We fight sometimes even while the show is going on, during commercial breaks. But then we come back and we make work happen. He's such a person who's very passionate about the success of the show. So we celebrate you on behalf of the whole Hello Nigeria team. And you owe us lunch. It's been a while you did that. All right, still celebrating today will be someone who was one of the founding mothers in this case, of this show. She started off with us when we were still the Good Morning Nigeria show. Her name is Tolulope Adeleru Balogun. She's a presenter right now on OAP on Nigeria Info FM, our sister station. So happy birthday, Tolu. We love you and we celebrate you. Last but not the least, Warren G, West Coast rapper and hip-hop producer who achieved fame with Regulate, his 1994 debut single. He was born today in history in 1970.
Jeez.
Today is also our birthday. I'd like to reiterate that fact again. We've turned 3. Please remember to go on social media, show us some love, follow us on Instagram at Wazobia Max and at Wazobia TVNG. Show us some love. Tell us which of our shows are your best. It has to be Hello Nigeria. If it's not Hello Nigeria, I'll block you. I'm just messing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
One more birthday coming up tomorrow. Our director, TriCaster director, his name is Kunle Akoni, popularly known as K Solo, a.k.a. Hollaback. Thank you so much for all that you do for us, for making us look good on TV. If he's upset with us, we'll look like Avatar on TV. Like, any day we don't look good, that's the person you should handle. Remember to follow us on all our social media portals. Follow me at Oliver Modi, Benga at Captain, Sankara Captain with an E, Ayo at Ayo Thompson until she changes her last name in a few hours. And you can follow us collectively at Wazobia Max TVNG, Wazobia Max and at Wazobia TVNG. How can people follow you?
I was just listening to you. I was trying to say how you remember everything.
It's our work, oh.
You can follow me at I am ICEBERGSLIM. That's at I am ICEBERGSLIM.
Yes. I am ICEBERGSLIM.
Yes.
Follow him, send him your love,
yes.
you know, monitor him like a monitoring spirit, because that's kind of what happens on social media, I swear. Now on Fridays, we like to say to you, do not drink and drive. Turn up with sense. I'll see you again on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye-bye.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.